It was a celebration of a man who the Nobel Committee praised for his non-violent struggle for human rights. But he wasn't there. Chinese dissident Liu Xiabo represented by an empty chair and a photograph. Delegates from the countries that supported China's boycott were also missing, and so were Mr. Liu's relatives and many of his friends, after the Chinese authorities barred them from travelling overseas.
Liu has only exercised his civil rights. He has not done anything wrong. He must be released.
Jinzhou prison in northern China is where Mr. Liu is serving out his 11-year sentence for incitement to overthrow the state. His crime was writing a letter demanding greater political freedom and then getting 300 people to sign it. At her home in Beijing, we attempted to meet with Liu Xiaobo's wife. She's been under house arrest since Liu won the prize. Several plainclothes police guard her door. The Chinese government is unapologetic for its treatment of Mr. Liu and his wife, as well as its efforts to sabotage the Nobel ceremony.
The Liu Xiabo issue is not one of freedom of speech and human rights. It's an issue of whether to respect a country's legal sovereignty and how to view China's path to development and socialist system. Those with the right to comment on this are the 1.3 billion Chinese citizens, not a few people on the Nobel Committee. Other countries do not have the right to interfere.
But some in China disagree. I met Zheng Jinyan, a political dissident, in secret. Her husband is also in prison because he called for democracy. She signed the letter that landed Liu Xiabo in jail.
The Chinese government has made a lot of mistakes. We hope they would use this opportunity to be more open and generous. But unfortunately, they've barred Liu Xiabo's friends and relatives from travelling overseas. It's very foolish of them.
Behind the walls where he'll spend the next decade, Liu Xiabo must be reflecting on the extraordinary consequences of asking the Chinese government for freedoms that so many of us take for granted. Holly Williams, Sky News, Jinzhou, Northern China.